Hey guys, Bird Yu-Gi-Oh here. So today I'm bringing you what I think is probably one of the best budget decks this format, Salamangreat. We got back Mirage Stalio to 1, and that is an extremely powerful card that just gets everything going for the deck. And it already was a deck that was very powerful before getting that back. So obviously this is just going to be a very good solid deck that you will see more than likely a lot of, because it's a deck a lot of people were interested in when it came out, so a lot of people still have most of these cards. So yeah, great deck. Let's start off with simply the best level 3 Salamangreat in the deck. Actually, in the main deck, this is probably the best Salamangreat card, period. When it's normal or special summoned, you just send any Salamangreat card from your deck to the graveyard, and you can special summon it easily if a Salamangreat monster is sent to the graveyard. So he's just a really, really nice card. You always want to see him in your hand if you can. And then I'm back to playing 3 Foxy and 3 Spinny. It's mostly because of Mirage Stalio. You just want to get to this as easily as you can. So I guess maxed out on as many level 3s as I can. Foxy's just really good. You play obviously a lot of Salamangreat cards, so excavating one and then being able to add it to your hand is really nice with Foxy. And it's a really nice spell trap destruction. And then Spinny's just a free summon basically from grave. Really nice. And then I'm back to playing just 1 Jack Jaguar, 1 Falco. They're kind of your, I guess, level 4 extenders, and then same thing with Foul. Just 1 of each of those. And then 3 Lady Debug. This is by far your best normal summon. Other than like a Foxy, opening Foxy and Spinny, this is going to be just your next best normal summon, because it allows you easy access to get to Gazelle. That's the main reason. It just searches you any level 3 or lower Cyberse monster. And then one of our best extenders is going to be Parallel Exceed. That's why I kind of lowered Jack Jaguar to 1 and just have limited level 4s, because you again have more level 4 options here with Parallel Exceed. So I just wanted a little bit even here, a little bit more even as far as level 4s and level 3s. Again, because Mirage Stalio, and then for rank 4s, a card like Abyss Dweller in this deck are just really good. And then the rest are just going to be hand traps. Salamangreat are notorious for just playing a lot of hand traps because their engine is so small. Or you can still function with it being so small. So 3 Ash Blossom, because it's a fire type, so you can use it potentially for some of your combos. Ideally, you don't want to, but if need be, you can. And then 2 Droll and Lockbird, 2 DD Crow, and 2 Skullmeister. Obviously, Ash Blossom and Droll are just going to always be good. But DD Crow and Skullmeister are going to be very good this format, I believe. So I would try to play those at least in the side deck, but they're super cheap, and they're really good to just even main deck right now. So that is it for the monsters that we're playing. For the spells, I still like 2 Will. I still don't like it at 3, and 1 is too little for how good this card is, because it just, your opponent negates, I don't know, I guess your Lady Debug would be like your first thing that they would probably negate. And then you still, if you have a Salamangreat in hand, you can special summon 1 from your hand and still be able to combo off from there. So you don't automatically lose, if you're Lady Debug or Foxy, if they get even Veilered or Infinite Impermanence, whatever. So Will is just really good. 1 Circle, we'd play 50 of them if we can, but it's limited to 1, so you play 1. It searches any Salamangreat from your deck to your hand. We play the 1 Sanctuary, because your first Link summon is almost always going to be Balinks, or it should be Balinks every single time. And this is going to search your Sanctuary. But Sanctuary is kind of the key most of the time. Allows you to Link summon with a Salamangreat Link monster, as the material for all of the required material. So that's kind of nice. So like you could link a Sunlight Wolf and then use him to link into another Sunlight Wolf, so that you can then get their effects off. Really nice and key to the whole Salamangreat strategy. And then we of course play 3 Synapse Mining. Again, this is one of your main ways of getting to Gazelle, but you can obviously even get to Lady Debug if you're not worried about hand traps. Then 1 Pot of Avarice. I've been going back and forth on whether to play more of this or not, but I think 1's fine. Foolish Burial. Send normally, it's going to be like a spinny, but you could send Jack Jaguar, Falco, really anything you can special summon from grave, even Foxy. And then Monster Reborn. Again, you're going to link away your first summon basically into Baylinks, so then you'll have a monster already in grave off of just 1 summon. So Monster Reborn is just free monsters. And then Call by the Grave, it's a combo deck, so Call by the Grave is very important. And then for the traps, I'm playing 2 Roar and 2 Rage. It's what I always like to play, because ideally you would like to open 1 of each if you can. Obviously even opening 2 Rage is not terrible, but ideally, if you open this, you'll want to usually try to get to a Roar, and you'll have just 2 extremely powerful traps. Love these cards, so that's why and in different circumstances, negate pretty much anything, or destroy 2 cards on the field, or target, just get rid of a couple cards on the field with Roar or Rage. So very, very good cards. And that is it for the main deck. Extra deck, no surprise. We're playing Mirage Stalio. You make it with 2 level 3s, detach 1, and special summon a Salamangreat from your deck. Simple as that. You are restricted after this summon to only fire monster effects. That's the only bad part, but otherwise it's completely fine. We play 2 Baylinks. Again, like I've explained, this is going to be your first summon. It's just a link 1. Requires any level 4 or lower Cyberse monster. And it searches through your Sanctuary. And it's also protection. If it's in the grave, you just banish it. If one of your Salamangreat cards would be destroyed by battle or card effect. And 3 Sunlight Wolf. This is the key to all your combos. For basically, you send whatever to your grave, like a trap, and then you can add it back to your hand if you link summon with him with another Sunlight Wolf. So yeah, he's very, very key for kind of the whole idea of the deck. Then 2 Heat Leo. This one is going to be able to target a card in your opponent's spell and trap, shuffle into the deck, and then you can target a face-up monster on the field and 1 monster in your graveyard, and boost the attack. So that's kind of nice. Or sorry, you'll lower the attack of a monster your opponent controls. We also play the Phoenix, mostly because we're restricted to fire effects off of Mirage Stalio. So then if you want to just get rid of, obviously, a spell or trap, this is a nice one to just go into, that you're still allowed to after Mirage Stalio. And then if you're not restricted by that, and need to do an OTK, Update Jammer and Transcode Talker are still probably the best budget way of OTKing. And of course we play Parallel Exceed, so it's just super easy to go into this. And then just one more kind of like link extender is Splash Mage. Just requires 2 Cybers, and you'll be able to target Cybers in your graveyard, special summon it, so just another extender to be able to go into whatever you need. And the other Exceeds we play is, of course, Abyss Dweller. And the one I chose to go with is Daigusto Emerald. Mostly to just be able to, usually you'll be able to just shuffle this back in with like Sunlight Wolf. But if you can't, or it's some, and you can make a level 4 or 2 level 4s on the field to make a rank 4. It's nice to just get that back to the extra deck so you can just keep abusing it as much as you can, because it is that great of a card. So that's basically the reason for Daigusto Emerald. Other than that, it's an amazing deck. I rated it number 1 for budget decks for a reason, because it is that powerful and Mirage Stalio is that big for the deck that just putting it back to 1 just helps the deck out tremendously. So yeah, try out the deck. Definitely try out these hand traps, DD Crow, Skullmeister, if you haven't already. They've been good for the last few formats. But yeah, that's the deck, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.